Is it worth it to use cutting steroids if you're over 15% body fat? Let me tell you guys something. We do this, okay, for a reason. We do this. We want to have a 4-pack, a 6-pack, maybe even an 8-pack if we're lucky. We want to be able to see the cuts in our body. And Rick just stood up and showed me his abs, okay? His rock hard abs. Guys, we do this for that reason. Why do this? Why bodybuild if you can't even see your fucking abs? It doesn't even make sense. Now, if you're a powerlifter, you just care about strength, I get it. All right? I've been there, done that. It's a beautiful thing to be able to lift twice as much as the motherfucker sitting next to you on the bench. Been there, done that. But in terms of pure bodybuilding, to use a cutting cycle, okay, you want to be lean as it is. You want to be able to see those cuts. All right? So to go on cycle at 15% body fat or more, and to run a cutter like Winstrol or Malsteron or Proviron or Anavar, any of those, you're not going to be able to see those results in the mirror because your muscles are going to be covered in fat. So the logical thing to do would be to lose that fat first. And then once you cut down, then you can run those cutting steroids like Winstrol, Masteron, T-Bol, Anavar, I can go on and on. That's going to be a beautiful thing. And you're going to drive yourself crazy if you run steroids at that body fat, because what's going to happen on steroids, your appetite's going to go up. You're going to be building. Steroids help prevent mass wasting. So you're going to drive yourself crazy. You go on at 50% body fat, you go up to maybe 16, 17% body fat on cycle. And then you're like, oh, I want to cut. So you cut back down to 15%. Then you go back on steroids. You're up to 17%, 16%. You're going to drive yourself crazy. So why not just go from fucking 15% down to like 7, 8%? Then you can go on the fucking cutting steroids. And then you'll get fucking ripped as fuck. And you'll be getting all the bitches at the beach next summer. What do you think, Rick?
I like that. That's good motivation there, bro. Look, I've seen professional bodybuilders that go up as high as 15% during the off season and whatnot, but that's not your situation. Most likely, if you're 15% body fat, core lifestyle issues that you have to deal with. You've let yourself go. You fell off the wagon. There's really no reason for anybody to get up that high. So 15% body fat, now you got to, I would say, bring it down to 11, 12, 10-ish. And then you could really, you throw some steroids on there. But 15%, you're way too high up to be doing, to really be doing steroids. And look, and it depends on the situation. We had a caller one time who was higher than that, about 19%, but he was already on TRT anyway. So maybe a bit of a different situation for him. He was already on testosterone replacement therapy. But, if you're just 15% body fat and you're trying to get down, good diet, training, habits, maybe some over-the-counter supplements can help out. Once you start to scratch 10%, that's when you want to throw in the sauce, that you'll be okay. And ideally your goal, my goal, everybody's goal out there, I think, is to stay in the single digits year round while being natty. That's the world I like to live in. Staying around 8, 9% body fat, 7 on a good week, because it'll fluctuate. Mine's will go from 7% to 9% from one week to the next, and then come back down, depending on what I'm doing. So that's you want to be able to stay there without steroids. That's kind of, steroids will give you a push to maybe make the progress that you would have made, put on the muscle that you would have put on in a couple of years in a 12-week, 16-week span for good post-cycle therapy. And then you want to be able to maintain as much of that as you possibly can while staying off the steroids and not needing to toxify any of your organs to look that good. So core lifestyle issues. If you're 15%, core lifestyle issues. Get yourself down 10, 11, 12%. 9%. You know, if you get yourself down naturally to 9% while still holding on nice amount of mass, once you put the steroids on, man, you'd be incredible. Nice cutting cycle, look great. But you're coming down from 15%. I mean, the best case scenario, if you got like some Winstrol and Masteron and you're doing something good and you're dieting down, best case scenario, you know, 3-4 weeks into your cycle, you're not going to be 10%. You're not going to drop 5% body fat in 4 weeks just like that. So it may be a waste of time. But if you start off at 11%, you cut down, man, how might you look at 6-7% body fat? You know, that's a nice picture. Nice picture for the Instagram, right? So what do you think, Steve?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's for sure. And you know, we all see this on the forum all the time. And guys, they'll even do logs, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna run cutting steroids on 15%," and then they'll get to page 4, page 5 of the log, and then we'll never hear from them again. So I really think that guys, the best thing to do is everyone wants to be stubborn on this, and they don't want to listen. But you know, if you get on the proper diet and you cut down, it will not take you long, assuming, I mean, you've been there before, to cut back down. But if you've been fat all your life, if you've been 20-25% body fat since you can remember, and now you're down to 15%, yeah, it's going to be harder to come back down. I'm not going to bullshit you on that. And then at the end of the day, not everybody was born to be a bodybuilder. So in that situation, but I mean, if you were lean before you fell off the wagon, like Rick said, and you want to get back, your body remembers how lean you were. So it's just a matter of getting back on the wagon, guys, and changing up what you throw out your body. So
Main thing for everyone out there is you have to be more in love with your physique than with food. And then it gets easier from that point on. So if you just love your physique, love the way you look more than you do food, than stuff in your face, things will get easier from that point on. But that's the number one hurdle. That's what makes people fall off the wagon. That because look, even if you were really too busy to go to the gym, like some people say, you could have still ate right. Not too busy to eat right. You're not too busy to fast for a day or two. So at the end of the day, love your physique more than you do food and tastiness and sweets and bad fats and all that shit. And it'll get easier from then on.